I'm jumping on one right now. Why? What's up? I'd love to do it, but if this guy doesn't show, I'll happily do it. What are we doing, Karen? Good. Yeah. No, I don't want it anymore anyway. What's going on? No, I'm just waiting for a demo. Yeah. You never know if they're solid until they show up. Yes. Yes, it is. I talked to him yesterday though, so for what it's worth. Hey, Joe with Prophet Rhino. Just giving a quick call here. We had a meeting scheduled for 10 o'clock this morning. Just want to see if we're still on for that. Please give me a call back, 607-224-2925. If you're running just a little late, I'll stay in the meeting till about quarter after for you here. So just log right in. If you're running a little bit late, I will meet you in there. Otherwise, we'll be in touch and we can reschedule. Thanks, Abe. Thanks for calling Profit. I'm Mr. Joe. Hey, Abe, how you doing? Good, good. Okay. Actually, if you just click through the meeting, if there's audio on the computer, it'll all come right through. So, but as long as he can get there, I can help him get through the rest. So, all right. Yeah, if you have him, that would be great. Perfect. All right, great. I will reach out to Brian, and me and Brian will go through everything. Hey, you got to make a living. I get it. No problem at all, buddy. Right. And also, what I'll do here is these meetings are all automatically recorded. I'll download it to my YouTube channel. I can send you a full recording of the whole meeting. Awesome. All right, bud. Hey, appreciate the call. Thank you. Yep. Bye. Hi, Brian. Hi, this is Joe with Profit Rhino. How are you? Good, good, good. I spoke with Abe a little bit ago, and he said you were going to join us for our 10 o'clock meeting. I just wanted to check in and see if we were still on for that. Uh, yeah, no, no, you're absolutely right. Let me make sure I sent it to I sent it to you as well as Abe here. I might have just sent it to Abe, so you might not have it. No, I didn't. Okay. What's the Gmail, bud? No, no worries. I just resent another one to your Gmail too, so no, no worries, bud. No, take no problems, bud. No, we dial through a computer and they give us a local area code when we call out. Yeah, I'm in upstate New York. Where are you guys at? Oh, Jersey. Yeah, no, not too far away. Only a couple hours. So before we jump in here, Brian, we're waiting for everything to load up. Tell me just a little bit about what you guys are doing out there. You guys doing flat right now? You doing time material? You moving to to a service tight and a field edge, something like that? What's got you guys interest in Profit Rhino? It's more formal. So keep track of your quotes digitally and do all that stuff. We'll do for you guys as well. So cool. Just kind of want to make sure we just kind of look at the stuff that's important to you guys, and we can kind of not dive into the stuff that's not as important to you guys here, and just save some of your time. Um, if you're having a problem there, we can try it a different way. If you want to just open up a web browser and go to zoom.us, see if that'll work a little easier for us. But and there should be just a place to just join a meeting. Yeah, it's going to ask you for an ID, and I have that here. It's 206 006 212. No, 206 006 212. There you go. Now we can stay right on the phone and do the audio, or you can set the audio up through your computer, whatever is going to work best for you. Oh, perfect. So I heard you jump in. I assume you can see my screen now, the agenda on one side, the Profit Rhino on the other. Perfect. Just a little roadmap of what we like to hit as we go through here, Brian. Pain points, kind of just get a feel of what you guys are going to do. We kind of already did that, what you guys are going through here, so we can skip right over that. Introductions, just saying hello, which again we've already done. So really, we'll jump right into it. As far as the demonstration goes, I'm going to pull the iPad right up on the screen. We're going to see everything exactly as your customer, as your tech's going to see that in the field, and then we'll jump in the web portal and really look and see how we're going to manage that stuff, how we're going to change your pictures, update your pricing, your upsells, your cross sells, all that fun stuff. We'll do questions the entire time. Again, I'm a guy from the Northeast. Interruptions don't bother me, don't hurt my feelings. So if you have a question, just interrupt me, stop me. Always the best place to address those questions when we're looking right at them. That being said, let's get it done here. Let's get you back to your day. So you can see my iPad up here, just a regular old iPad. Don't need anything special. This is a used iPad that was bought off eBay for 99 bucks. I'm going to make you dizzy for just a quick second here, but apologize for that. And now this is the home screen of Profit Rhino. Really not a ton here for us, Brian. Obviously, we'll put your logo on it. The blue color scheme can be changed to fit whatever branding, marketing you guys have set up. The only thing we really want to concentrate here on is your price book, your work order builder, your option builder, and then your customers. These are your hotkeys. And you'll notice those pictures coincide, stay up here. That stuff will stay with us the entire time so we can jump into that stuff, from anywhere at any time here. Red dot is just where I'm touching, just to kind of help you follow along a little bit here. This is the home screen Profit Rhino. I don't know if you're aware or not, images are our big thing here, Brian. We do over 3,300 custom images in about 10,000 different spots here. The other big thing is we can customize this view. Obviously, you guys are doing the plumbing, the router stuff, so we can probably come in here, I'm assuming, and turn off all the heating, the electrical, the installs, and just make this as clean and as easy as possible. The simpler we make it, the faster you work through it, the less chance you make a mistake. That all means a better experience for the customer. If we jump, you do some heating, so we can leave there. And again, we can leave whatever you want, whatever you don't want. I kind of made an assumption there. Yeah, so we can just turn it on and off at your pleasure. We can even just turn the heating off in the summer, turn it on, about this time of year, turn it off, May for your guys. So whatever you guys want to do. If we jump in any of these books, they're all really set up the same way, to ask a few quick questions to try and get to the job you need as quickly as possible. I'm going to jump in the plumbing book here. First, pretty obvious question: what part of the house are we going into? So we have your kitchen, your bath, your laundry. Then down here we have all your line work. We do have a pool book. I have it turned off. It must be here. And then your water quality stuff as well. You see commercial here. Don't get too excited. This is going to be extremely basic: urinals, handicap rails, water fountains, that kind of stuff. Bathroom, probably one of the more popular spots that you guys end up in. And when we walk in a bathroom, we know we're going to work on a sink. We're going to work on some kind of fixture. We're going to work on a toilet. That's what we're going to work on in there. So we have new and rebuilds for both. Plus we have the connections if you guys have to do any hookups. Again, here the whole point is to try and just get to the job we need as quickly and as easily as possible. So we're going to do a faucet. Touch new faucets. Here's where those images come in. If you guys need any kind of faucets, we can do different lines, derivators, shower heads. Super easy for you guys to pick out. Also, your customers are going to love the pictures. They're going to love being able to see what this faucet looks like before they make the purchase, and you don't got to go out in the van or go to the store and bring it back and show it to them and see what they think here. So really neat stuff. One thing we didn't talk about, Brian, was service agreements. Are you guys doing any kind of service agreement, customer loyalty plan maintenance, any of that stuff? Okay. Yeah, and what we're doing here, obviously you can see the two levels of pricing, the member save and the value rate here. What we're trying to do with this, and you'll see this follow us everywhere we go, is just trying to get the customer to start this conversation. You go out on calls. If a customer, if you can get them to ask you about something, your chances of selling that just went way up, right? Sure. I Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, so we're just gonna again try and get them to start that conversation. Jump in here. We can do a lot of things. Touch the image. It's always going to go full screen. Something like this, again, customer's going to love that. See it in the fixture. You get some of your heating tasks. Doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying, or your router tasks, your drain cleanings. We'll take a look at those. Your drain cleanings all usually have diagrams, kind of explaining what's going on and just to kind of help the customer. To the right, we have what we call the tech description. Obviously, we need something to make sure you guys are pulling the right parts. Here, they're kind of labeled good, better, and best as the quality is going up. Second line here is always going to tell you more about this job. This is saying that it's one or two handled here. In your heating stuff, it'll say if a belt, capacitor, whatever's included. And then down below here is going to be what we call a customer description. And Brian, just that, what the customer is going to care about, not us. What it looks like, what the finish is, the design, why it can wear out, why it would need to be replaced, that kind of stuff. Two levels of pricing we already hit. And then probably the big thing here is the MPT 50. And you guys said you're kind of putting your own flat rate together, so I'm sure you guys understand how this works. But every job has a time assigned to it. We have an hourly rate in the back, and then we have a chart where we're marking up all of our parts, and we're truly still doing a time and material markup. We're just pushing it out as one flat rate price to the customer here. So this is where we can move this time up or down to change the price of this particular fixture without changing the price of every single thing here in our plumbing book. Real quick pause. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, and we can actually put in. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Exactly right. So this has, MPT 50. So if we put a $200 an hour bill out rate in for you guys, it's going to bill $200 off this 50 minutes. If we go into a toilet, it's going to bill $200 off whatever time we have for that toilet. Now we can set it up for different books. So your drain cleaning rate, we can do 250 an hour. Your heating stuff, we could do 300 an hour. We can set all that up differently, but yeah, you're exactly right. You guys can go in, put whatever rate you want. It is just going to go off this time, regardless what task it is. And that way it's really cool. You can kind of play with it a little bit. I'll show you a chart on the back end. You can change your bill out rate and then hit a chart. And the chart will kind of tell you what your profitability, profit margins, and stuff are. So you can kind of see where your bill out rates are going to put you as far as profitability wise. That's something we'll hit when we hit the web portal. But to kind of circle back to your question, you're exactly right. We put in an hourly rate. It's just going to go off this time, and then your parts markup, and that's where we're getting the 360 and the 313. Um, you guys can do it whenever you want. You can change it. If you guys start with us, we do what we call success program with you guys. Basically, we're going to take this generic version of the book and make it a completely customized book for you guys, where all you have to do is kind of just maintain it going forward. Part of that is, yeah, when you guys want to raise your rate, you just go in, you click it up, you hit the save button, it goes up. It really takes just a few seconds to change the rate, your pictures, all that stuff. You guys can go ahead and go in and do that stuff. Perfect, perfect. All right. Yeah, next couple things I want to show you some sales tools. The bottom's pretty easy to show here, is our common alternatives. Every time we have different levels of product. We definitely want to let the customer know, that they have options here. People love choices, especially when they're, more expensive, more profitable choices here as well. So really cool here, right at the bottom. So all your tech has to do is very easily kind of open this up, take a look at it here, and say, oh, we do offer these other options as well. All you do is touch them. You can go right into them, see them, go full screen, all that other stuff. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible to upsell that stuff out in the field. And then here you see the view recommended button. If we hit this, or if we ever try and add this to an invoice, exact same thing's going to happen. You're going to see our recommended services. I always like to say this is the Amazon selling method. People who bought this also bought these. But the only way your tech, your guy has to exit out. It's going to prompt them every time to sell this stuff. So it's just going to kind of remind them, push these guys out there to go ahead and push those extra products, raise that average ticket price for you guys. Cool, cool. Yeah. Yep, yep. Absolutely. So if they go in here, and that kind of leads us right into the next thing we're going to do here. If we hit our hotkey, we got to have a customer assigned here. We'll go to Eli's house. Ain't going to be going there much longer, that's for sure. So if we go to the green hotkey, this is where you find your service agreements here. So yeah, they're all line items. So if they want the service agreement, all we have to do is add it, and it's just going to show right up as a line item here on your invoice. Yeah. We're going back to the price book. Oh, yep, absolutely. So there's this one, then we hit service agreement, and this where it shows the agreements. Cool. No worries. So we assign a customer. We go out. I'm assuming you guys do some kind of dispatch fee, trip charge, something along those lines when you guys are going out, right? Okay, perfect. So just to kind of show you, I'm going to walk this through kind of a scenario walking into the customer's house, just show you how this is going to work. So if we go here, this is where we have those diagnosis fees, dispatch fees, that stuff is here. We can go ahead and add these guys. This is where now we're going to actually get a signature. And for the way you guys do it, this is really probably pretty important that you guys go in and tell them, hey, this is how it works. If you decide to do the work, we're going to waive it. We'll take it off the cost, however you guys use it. If you guys don't have us do the work, you're responsible for $60 for us to come out here and figure it out. Get a signature, help you collect that on the end, kind of concretes what's going on there. Next thing you go diagnose the problem. Let's just say it's a faucet, since we just kind of looked at one, Brian. And now we can jump in the book here and really go bad faucet, new, and find a faucet. Or we can give them options. We can pre-build options like good, better, best pricing, and just go to this 1, 2, 3. Now you can actually create this extremely specific to the job now. For time's sake, we're just going to use a pre-built one. Bath faucet new. Open this up, and you can see I have pre-built options I can show the customer for this repair. Give them 3 options, let them pick what they want to do. First thing we want to do before we show it to them is go here, do your summary of findings. You can type this in real quick. Also, voice to text on your tablets will work here as well. And then just jump to this little eyeball guy here, Brian. And this changes this now into a branded PDF quote for the customer. It's going to have your information, your logo, your summary of findings. This first page is just a very quick, simple, synopsis of what's going on here. We're going to hit them with the discounts, the bundle savings, all the stuff to get them to climb the ladder. Second page, this is where the money's at. This is going to have the picture and description for each item that's in each one of these options for the customer. So you're just going to get a really clean, easy, professional quote. You can see here, this is printed or emailed directly from the tablet to the customer. Also, this is a cloud-based system. So Abe could be out showing this to somebody in their living room. You can be sitting in the office looking at it at the same time too. So really cool stuff. We'll show you where you do that and how you do that here shortly. But again, just a nice, clean, professional way to present these out in the field. When you're done, they're going to make a choice. Eli's got the money. He'll take the most expensive one here. Then we just jump back to the work order. This is where we can start going ahead and talking about payments and taxes here. Let me open this up I'm not sure how your taxes are. We can do an individual tax rate per job if it's different between different towns or boroughs, whatever you guys are going in. If perfect, yeah. No, no, perfect. So what we can do with that is we just set it in the back, and then every job will have the same tax rate. You guys don't ever have to mess with this. We'll even take this block right out, so it never even shows up. So really cool that way. Then down here is where you can do discounts. You do military discounts, senior discounts, that kind of stuff. Again, you can go ahead and put that stuff in here. That's where we'll take the discounts out. This button here is for financing, Brian, and that's something else we didn't talk about. But you guys ever sign up with any of those third-party financing companies that'll finance the customer on big jobs? That's for bigger jobs. Yeah. No, I have mine just set up to show up all the time for the demo purposes, obviously. But yeah, we can set it up to only show up on certain jobs or only show up at certain dollar amounts. If it goes over 3 grand, then it can come up, you know? So cool that way. And what this is when you sign up for one of those companies, they'll give you a landing page for the web where someone's going to go and apply for finance through a Router Pro. What we're going to do is we're going to take it one step further. We're going to take that web address, we're going to put it in our website. So all you got to do is touch this. It's going to go right to your financer. And that way the customer can actually apply for the financing. They get approved for the financing and sign off for the job, all while you're standing right there in the living room. Really, we've had some pretty awesome feedback that this has closed some bigger jobs, boiler jobs. It's used a lot more in HVAC. People are selling whole home comfort systems, $10,000 purchases that your wife just impulse bought while you're at work. So cool stuff there. Uh, Not for the guy who's at work and his wife just bought a $10,000 air conditioning system, but you know where I'm at. So cool stuff there. And then the rate, all you gotta do is touch it and it changes depending on if they have that service agreement or not. And if they don't, we're gonna hit them with this. We're gonna be like, look, the service agreement costs 149 bucks. You can save 168 by buying it today. You're ridiculous not to do it. And we're, exactly. That's the point. That's the point of just drilling this in front of them all the time. So awesome stuff. Next, we're going to get a signature they approve us to start the work. When the work is done, we're going to get a signature that they accept the job that's done. Hot water comes out, cold water comes out, no leaks. Everybody's happy, and we'll go ahead and get a signature there. Now, Brian, really time to do the most important thing of the entire stop: get paid, right? Yeah, yo, absolutely, absolutely. Um, these are all customizable. We just kind of have generic stuff in here now, but part of that program I talked with you guys where we'll set it up for you guys is absolutely we'll get that done. Another place we can do that is we'll just jump here into the invoice quick, but we can also put that on the quote screen, put it down here in the acknowledgments and addendums. So when they sign off on the quote, the approval here for you guys to start the work, that we can have that down here as well. So we can actually put it in both places to kind of cover yourself twice. But absolutely, any of these description boxes we can customize. We can customize this description to talk about the diagnosis fee, this one to talk about your broken sewer line pipes, whatever you want, and then this one to be whatever you want. So they can all be different as well. Cool stuff. Awesome. So again, last thing, payment. Oh, also internal note. I skipped that quick. This is where you guys can put in internal notes. The house smells, the dog bites, the guy's a jerk, whatever it is. You guys put those there. Again, you guys only see that stuff. And then payment. Cash, apply the balance, save it. Check, same thing with the check number. And then credit card. We are integrated with a sister company of ours called PaySimple, as you guys can see here. All you have to do is hit take payment. It's going to jump in their app. They'll send you Swipey. You swipe the thing. It's going to take the payment. It seamlessly jumps you right back into the Profit Rhino app. You guys can still use your whatever you're using now. Just remember, if you're going to use that, you just have to jump out, jump in their app, swipe it, come in here, market paid. Not a big deal at all for you guys to do. PaySimple is the only integrated one, again, simply because they're a sister company of ours here. And then last thing I want to do is I always tell everyone, get in the habit. Best practice is always hit this save button. This is going to go to your cloud regardless, but once you hit that save button, then you're going to have the email and save button. If you just get in the habit of doing this, you're always going to be emailing your customers, your invoices, all that stuff here. So all you have to do is put it in, send the email. I'm not going to actually send it. I just wanted to show you here. And then again, we can jump back and see what that quote looks like to the customer. First two pages are the same. Last page is now the invoice, your logo, service address, billing address, tax service date, all the images, all the descriptions. Down here, you know, we're going to highlight any discounts they have. This your logo here is just a PDF, Brian. You can do anything you want with it. You can advertise your, you know, like your furnace tune-ups this time of year. You know, you can put your logo in here. I have a guy who sold it to the pizza place he shares a plaza with. You get $2 off a large pizza or something when you get your invoice. So sky's the limit. You guys can do whatever you want with it. So you just throw it in there. Yeah. You mean the description, like a summary of findings? Is that kind of what you're talking about? Like what was wrong? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You guys can actually, you can guys. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button here. Let me just get back to the invoice. Sorry about that. But you guys can definitely write it up. You guys can log into this from the office and write it up, and then it's always going to appear here right above that best option. You can see where I just put it in the test. So it'll always appear right there. But the short answer to your question is yes, absolutely. You guys can do that, and then it'll always show up on the first page here. And basically, it's meant to be like, this is what we found. Our recommendations are, and then have it go right into the good, better, best. And we can actually do up to 6 options here. You know, sky's the limit for you guys up to 6. So, but again, that's where it's meant. And you guys can do that, just like you said, log in. And again, you know, it's meant to be like, this is what we found. And like I said, kind of our recommendations are, you know, these 3 options. So perfect. Perfect. All right. Yeah, and again, you're right there. It's supposed to be right here's what we found, and you know, right below it here on the same page is what we suggest to fix it. Here's 3 options. I kind of like going with the critical recommended like new if you're big on a description, because it really, I think, just kind of flows better with a detailed description. You know, this is the critical repair that has to be done today. This is what we recommend in the middle. We can make it like new here at the top. So you guys can choose that wording. But again, short answer, it's going to absolutely do that for you guys. Cool. Cool. All right. Let's take a jump here and jump in the web portal. Take a look around and see what you guys are going to see here. This is what you guys will see when you log in the web end. Only see it from the office. Obviously, your techs, your guys don't see that out there. How many techs do you guys have out in the field, Brian? I don't think we talked about that. That include you and Abe? No. Oh, nice. Abe with Abe for. So no, that's good. Good for you guys. So this is again the web portal. This is what you guys will see when you're sitting in the office managing stuff. First thing I like to do is go to the work orders here and show you this. Here's our trip to 25th, Thursday morning to Eli's house here. You'll have a work order number, the customer, the date, the address, options. This is going to show you that 3 options were offered to the customer. If we offered 6 options, you'd see 6 bubbles here. So you can look at the end of the day, make sure those 4 guys are offering options, doing what they're supposed to be doing in the field. If they didn't offer options, it's getting far down here, you'll see it's completely blank. So visually, again, at the end of the day, you can see who offered options. Then you can look, see it was $108. Probably wasn't much to offer options for. This trip, you can see that they offered options, but nobody bought anything. There's no green. So you kind of ask them, what happened? Yeah, and the green's going to be the option they pick. So you can kind of ask them what went on here. Also, you click any of these numbers, you're going to see what they offered for that option. So you can kind of double check and make sure they're offering the right stuff, see what they want. The other cool thing is if Eli calls back and says, hey, you guys are over here on the 8th. I didn't have any cash. I got some money now. I want the middle option. All you got to do is click on it, see what it is, pull the parts, dispatch a guy to do it. So really nice, just meant to be easy, kind of put some time back in your day managing this stuff. Total, pretty darn self-explanatory there. And then paid. Same thing as options. If they paid, you can see we're putting it in this huge blue box. If they didn't, we're not. So you can look at this and see who paid and who didn't, again, without running a report, without having to spend a ton of time on it. And then over here, exactly. So we'll do the billings, and then we can search here by the due. We can search by how much they owe, who's owed what, and then we can email the invoices. This button emails the invoice right to the customer from here. You don't have to enter the email address or anything. You just hit customer, send email, and that's going to send your emails right out to your commercial customers. So should make it really easy for you guys to do. And if you want to see them, all you have to do is click the work order, hit the version here that you want to see. Only difference between customer version and tech version, one shows the stock numbers, one doesn't. And then here's just that invoice we just did a second ago. Yeah, what's up? To the customer. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have that capability right now. You're starting to look at some of the bigger, more expensive, outfits when you're getting into stuff like that. So, again, just to be clear, we don't. I know some people do it, and they just kind of save a folder with the customer's name on it, and and have those images, but we won't save it or attach it in the program. So. No, good questions. Good questions, man. And again, quick, this will just give a copy from the invoice. You can see this is the identical copy to what we just did here. You can make these acknowledgments, addendums as long as you want. I just kept it short for the demos here, but again, world's your oyster when it comes to that. Jump in here. We click on the customer's name. This is where we'll see all their information: names, addresses, emails, phones. Down here is additional addresses. You can have unlimited addresses attached to this account. You talked about doing some commercial stuff. If you have people who have rental properties, we can put all their properties under one account. No matter where we go, it's always going to come back and bill through this main account. Again, just kind of make your life a little bit easier there. This is where we can see those internal notes about biting dogs and smelly houses. And then invoices, this is where we can click on and see a history of everything we've done for this customer. Every time we've gone, what he spent, what options he's taken, if he owes us money, if he doesn't. Really cool. Just to kind of, again, make sure this. Go ahead. No, you're doing great. We'll bring in the customer information. We do connect with QuickBooks. We can move all your information into. We'll bring in the customer information. We'll have John Doe at 123 Main Street. The customer, the invoice information will not flow over. So this is going to start when you guys go with Profit Rhino. You'll still have that history in your QuickBooks, but the old invoice history will not flow into Profit Rhino. And to be honest, I'm not sure of any of them that flow the old information in. But again, it'll be there for you. Yeah, no, Um, to be perfectly honest with you, it depends on their age, their generation. Your young guys are going to pick this up like nobody's business. They've been using apps and tablets, and this is more familiar to them than a piece of paper and a pen. The older guys sometimes take a little bit longer to warm up to it. Um, just kind of how it is. Cool thing is we can actually print a book out of here. Everybody seems to have one guy who's done it forever and doesn't want to change. So you can actually print this all up in a book. But that being said, it's all pictures. You look at the picture of a plumber. You touch the picture of a faucet. You let the customer pick the faucet they want, and you go. So really, it should be pretty easy. But techs are the wild cards. We do training for you guys. I mean, this is a good time to just talk about this real quick. I've referred to this a few times as a success program, but when you guys sign up with us, we do a 3 or 4 week program with you guys here, which is virtually a hand-holding process to get this book customized. We do train your office staff how to do all the changes, all the stuff we're kind of looking at now and going over. We will train your techs as well. Teach them how to do the options, the upsells, the cross sells. Brian, you guys will make more money if these guys do the options and the upsells in the field. The wild card is always, getting these guys on board, making sure they're doing it correctly. That's why we like to kind of take the lead in doing that. But again, to kind of get back to your original question, most of the time people pick it up really quickly. Again, usually we find with some of the older techs or older generation guys are slow to pick it up, but your newer guys and stuff will pick it up really fast. Perfect. All right. So again, just comprehensive history here. Also, just give you some neat information to know about. If I looked at this right now, I'd see the last 10 times we've gone to this guy's house, he's bought the most expensive stuff 8 out of the 10 times. Maybe I'm going to make the most expensive option just a little bit nicer for him this time, So you can pull a lot of cool information right off of here. Next thing, let's jump back to the top here. This is where we kind of get into the simple billing stuff here. This is where we're getting your bill out rate. This is the 190. This is what we're going to do off that 50 minutes we looked at on that faucet. Here's where we're marking up your parts. You guys are probably pretty familiar with this, your low cost stuff. We mark it up very high. As the cost is coming up, markup percentage is coming down. We can go ahead, we can add line items, we can take line items away, we can open these up, we can make them smaller. You guys can even do a profit percentage opposed to markup percentage. Sky's the limit. You guys can do whatever you want with your parts pricing. And cool thing is this industry default will actually reset this back to the chart. So you can feel free to kind of play with your parts prices a bit and not feel like you're really going to screw something up that can't be fixed. So really neat way to do that there. And then over here, again, this is always your value rate or your lowest rate, whatever you're charging. This is where we have 2 other rates. We can do a standard and a premium. Most people reserve them for your service agreement, your regular, and then your nights and weekends. This is where we'll set that sales tax globally, like we talked about, so the tax is just the same everywhere we go. And then the other cool thing is you actually see we're in the heating book here, billing at 190. I can jump down in your plumbing book, charge 210. Jump in your drain cleaning book, charge 230. All these books can operate independently from each other. So you can have different bill out rates, different service agreement discounts, different parts markups in all these books. So really this is going to operate as 9 completely separate price books for you guys. And then if we need to change the price, drain cleaning's at 230, we want to make it 270. All I have to do is hit calculate business info. Takes just a few seconds here, and that changed the price of everything in the drain cleaning book. You asked about that earlier. It's truly that simple to change the price for you guys when you're in here. Any questions on that stuff? I know that stuff's pretty darn straightforward. Oh, perfect. Manage book. This is another one we kind of talked about earlier. We'll just hit it quick here. This is where we can turn on and off what you guys don't want to use. I can turn off the entire AC book here. We can jump into plumbing here, and we can turn off, here's the pool book. I told you we had it. I had it turned off. I'll get that guy back on here. But we can turn them on and off. You can turn the subcategories on and off. You can even come in here and turn them on and off on the individual task level. So you guys do get 100% control of everything that they see in the field and how they see it. It just depends how deep you want to dive in and how much time you want to spend on that. Next here is the tasks. This is where we find all the tasks in the book. This is where I can jump into that faucet. Just down here at the bottom, this is that good faucet we looked at earlier. This is where I can change a description, secondary description, customer description. Here's that 50 minutes. If we want to change that up or down, this is where we can come in and do that stuff. And then down here are the parts. Go ahead. We're standard industry times. Yep, we've also used some local companies and some of our bigger customers to kind of help us tweak them in. You're gonna find, yeah, you're gonna find they're really accurate. And remember, every time's also got a little extra built in for your sales, your setup, your service. So you guys are paid for the time you're at the house, not just the time you're turning a wrench. So with the extra time, really, you're gonna find they're pretty honed in for you guys, especially being northeasters. Hmm. Yeah. that, that's exactly, and that's what we're going to do in that success program. I mean, we're going to do the big stuff if we need descriptions changed, pictures changed, all that stuff for you guys. But you guys are just going to have to go out and the times again. I think you're going to find them super close, but sometimes some places take a little bit longer doing stuff. You guys do extra stuff that some places don't. So we'll help you hone that in. But again, it's super easy to change it here. As you guys can see, all you hit is recalculate and save, and then it's going to charge 60 as opposed to 50. So super easy for you guys to get in and do that as well. Um, n- yeah, sure do. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. First one here is we're back in the tablet. This is your demo and miscellaneous fee page. This has your camera recording, access panel up to 1440, difficult concealed walls, could open a kitchen sink up to 24 inches. So this is where you're going to find all that stuff. We have digging, hauling away scrap, renting equipment. It's all going to be here for you guys, which is really cool. And then exactly right. We'll have 4-inch pipe up to 5 feet at one price, and then maybe there'll be another task that says this price for each additional foot thereafter. So it's exactly set up that way, and we're going to charge them a little more for the first foot, or if you're doing HVAC stuff, you always charge a little bit more for the first pound of Freon, a little bit less for the rest. Same deal here. So we're going to charge them up to 4-inch pipe, up to 25 feet, whatever. After that, we charge in 5 or 10 foot increments or whatever you guys want to do. Perfect, perfect. All right. Next one here is calculations. And this, Brian, is, I think, one of the most important ones back here. This is going to tell us what the parts cost you guys, what we sold these parts to the customer for, what the labor cost you, what we sold this labor to the customer for, and depending on which one of those three rates, the value, standard, or premium, what we made in dollars or in profit percentage by going out to do this job. This is really just going to allow you to play with your parts prices and your bill out rates, save them, come in here and look and figure out what it's going to do to you guys without actually having to go out and do the job. Before, you kind of had to figure it out. You go out and do the job and then realize, crap, I made $80 going out and do that. It's not worth my time. Let's move it and see what happens next time. Now we can see all that stuff beforehand, kind of play with your bill out rates, figure out where you're going to be here. So really cool chart here. And again, as you change your bill out rates and parts markups, this will adjust for you guys. This is on all 4,400 tasks in the book. If you build new tasks, it will auto-populate this chart for you guys, so you will find it everywhere. Again, just really nice to know where you're at on this stuff. Categories. This is simply going to tell us where in the book it is. It's under plumbing, bath, faucet, new. Extremely simple. Marketing, this is where we control the upsells and cross sells. Here's the shut off and pop up. When we added that to the invoice, they came up there. We talked about that. And then here's those 3 faucets that were at the bottom. The nicer faucets, we tried to sell them. All you have to do is hit this add task button. It's going to bring up the task list and just hit what you want. And now next time this partial house search will show up in that spot for your marketing. So super easy for you guys to control that. You will find all the common sense stuff is already done for you guys here. You just have to kind of mold it, massage it to be, exactly what you guys want it to be. Again, the common sense stuff is here. And then images. This is really the coolest part. Obviously, we have images here. We can replace them, get them up branded for you guys. We can download them from any kind of library. Also, we are connected with Google Images. So you can put in any word, part numbers, stock numbers, all work the same. Google's going to search the web for the image, find the one you like, you grab it, you crop it, upload it. Literally takes about 2 seconds to get that image in the book. Now, next time you go and open this task, there's going to be a picture of a rhino in there. So really easy to update those pictures. Put in Delta Faucet Model A1, pull the image, update it. Also, if you want to mess with Abe and the guys on a Friday afternoon, you can have a ton of fun with that as well there. And then accounting here is really poorly named for this tab. This is just going to say if this job pays commission, yes or no. We are not going to have a dollar amount here. Same with taxable, yes or no, no dollar amounts. And then account here, this is so we can separate this information. So I can put your plumbing in one spot, your drain cleaning in another, your heating in another. So when we pull this out to send it to QuickBooks, we can kind of separate that information, just make it easier to handle for you guys. So Brian, I know I just put a lot on your plate in about 3 minutes there. So what do you have for questions, bud? Mm, perfect, perfect. Awesome, awesome. I got two quick things I want to show you, and then I'll get you right out of here. Neither will take very long at all. Parts. Parts are parts. Don't want to talk about them. They're on a national average in that success program. Almost always we can take this chart, move it up a few percent, down a few percent, work perfect for you guys. What I want to show you is this update cost by product line. This is built for copper, refrigerants, things that move all the time. I can go copper fittings and pipe, went up 4% last week, update it. It's going to update every single piece of copper in this book up by 4%, price it on your business information. If you went through the flat rate you guys put together now and updated every piece of copper, it'd take you a week and it'd be wrong by the time you're done anyway. So this really allows you to do that. And same thing with product lines. Once we get this loaded up, if you guys sell only Delta faucets, we can come in here and move every Delta faucet up in one keystroke, as opposed to going into 25 different tasks and doing it in 25 places. So just quality of life stuff, but really you'll find to help keep up on that stuff really cool there. And then option boards. This is the second to last one here. This is going to be where all those pre-built option boards are held, where you saw me pull that faucet. You can come in here and you can actually just tweak these to what we've done already. You can kind of just massage them a little bit, make them your own. Also, Brian, you can come in here and build these from any device. So you can build every option board they used to sell from sitting in front of your computer right now. All you have to do is build them, send them live to the tablets in the field. Those guys use those. So this is where you can turn on and off what they see and what they don't see. Tech option list will show you if anybody's created a job out in the field. If they've built a custom option for a job, you can come in here and look at it. Two reasons: A, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and B, sometimes you just get somebody who's really good at this. They make good options. They sell tons of extra stuff. We can come in here, see the option boards they make, and then share them with every other tech and let everybody sell all that stuff and hopefully make all that money. And then lastly here is going to be your option mask list. And this is just where we can change the name of those options. Instead of doing good, better, best, you can do, like I mentioned earlier, the critical, recommended, like new. People are big on the gold, silver, platinum thing. You can do up to 6. And again, you can do whatever you want, be as creative as you want. I like to tell people, I had a guy a couple weeks ago, he's one of them Ben Franklin plumbers, but he went in here and made a kite on a key and Independence Hall and all this cool, just Ben Franklin kind of history stuff is what his options are called. So just, some of that stuff is kind of cool. So it just allows you to do what you guys want there. And then last one is import export. I call this the no fun screen, Brian, because this is where you're doing all the stuff that's no fun at the end of the day. This is where we can import your customer list. We can import a parts list. If for some reason that parts list isn't matching up well, we can just pull new lists in from your distributors. Also, you mentioned your book earlier that you guys have built some stuff already. As long as you have that in an Excel sheet or Excel format, we can actually pull your stuff in now, add a picture, add some marketing, and have your stuff live in the book as well if you like it better than the stuff that we have here for you. So this is really just where we're going to do all that stuff. You can see here, this is where we're going to pull it out. QuickBooks 1 is desktop, QuickBooks 2 is online, and then we can do them by parts, sensitive parts by trade. And then also, as you guys grow and move into other systems, this price book will go with you. You can see here we moved to ServicePal, Service Titan, Successware, Desco, Field Edge, House Call Pro. Really all the major ones, we can take the price book and just put it right inside for you guys. So as you kind of move up in the world, your price book will always come with you guys. It's just one less thing you guys have to do as you grow. So really, that's it, Brian. I'll wrap it up for you guys, give you one more shot at questions. If not, we'll talk price real quick, and I'll get you back to your day. All right. Let's get down to it. No one just throws money at me, unfortunately. Um, Real quick recap, this is a success program. We talked about it here. Keep in mind, this is a pretty darn realistic time frame to get this done. So just keep that in mind, about 3 to 4 weeks. And then as far as the pricing, $55 per user is our pricing. Now, I would like to be extremely clear. A user is only a tech in the field with a tablet. You mentioned you got 4 guys out there, so you're looking at $220 a month. Personally, I feel with the upsells, cross-sells, if you can get your guys to do that, you're going to easily recover that $220 a month on the tablets without any problems, plus some. And then we do a one-time charge here, $12.99. As you can see, it's for the success training. Reason we hit you guys with the upfront is we don't do contracts, Brian. Everything is month to month from day one. So if you guys really get it, you hate it, you're not happy, we're not going to hold a gun to your head and tell you you're with us for another year, another 6 months, anything like that. If you're not happy, let's just shake our hands and part our separate ways. You guys are in the service industry. You know, no matter what you do, you can't make everybody happy. So unfortunately, we built some free price books in our day, so we do the upfront for that. Also, if you guys are a member with any of these trade groups down here, I can get you $200 off that upfront, bring it down to $10.99 as well for you guys. $55 per user. Now, just yep. And I again always a user. I like to say per tech, because only a tablet in the field is charged. Your office staff, the girl who answers your phones, she's not charged. Just techs in the field generating invoices pay. So you mentioned 4 guys. So again, you guys are looking at $220 a month at it. Not No, not at all. Once we do the upfront, you guys are all set. You get ongoing customer service, obviously, unlimited changes of pictures. You can print unlimited amount of books. There's really no limitations there. And as long as you guys are paying that monthly charge, it's a fully operational platform. You do get all the books, even though you're not doing electrical. I'm not sure about AC. We didn't really get into that. We just turn them off. But if you ever get into them, you already have those books. They're already here and ready for you guys. So again, you're looking at just the flat user fee per month, after the initial upfront. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Just to give you a heads up, what I'm going to do, I spoke with Abe before I spoke with you. This meeting is always recorded, so I'm going to download it. I have a private YouTube page. I'm going to send the link out to you guys, so if you want, you can sit back down and kind of rewatch it or go through it again. Also, if you have any questions, obviously, just give me a call, and I'm more than happy to answer them for you guys. Awesome. Well, hey, I appreciate the time, Brian. I know we had a bit of an audible this morning, but I appreciate you sitting down with me here. And if you guys need anything, just let me know. Hey, take it easy now. Bye.